Hey, this is weather forecaster Liam. We have had a lot of severe thunderstorms that have produced multiple large tornadoes this week, and the worst part is we still have more on the way. Gonna forecast it all on T.R.A. weather. And here's some video from Jefferson City, Missouri at a car dealership, and as you can see, a tornado went right through this place. And those are brand new cars. That's a garage door of the car dealership right on top of it. You can see debris everywhere. This was most likely an EF2 or an EF3 tornado on all the debris and destruction it had made. And there's a car upside down. That takes tremendous amount of wind for that to happen. And here's another video of a tornado. And this video is from Chris Higgins in Missouri. And I'm not sure if those are lightning strikes or if transformers being blown out. And I've took a look at the forecast, and it seems to me that there is another chance of some more tornadoes and severe thunderstorms. Let's take a look at that. Okay, and here's the future radar forecast from the NAM 3KM model, and the time will be in the upper right-hand corner of your screen. And as you can see right now, it's about 1 p.m. Eastern Time. We have some storms in the northeast. Those could bring a tornado or two. Not expecting too much there. It's down here in Kansas, Oklahoma, Missouri again, in Iowa. In some parts of Texas, we'll have to keep an eye out. Let's go forward a few frames. And as you can see, these storms start to get ramped up in Kansas, some parts of Nebraska, and maybe even Texas and western Oklahoma. Go forward again, and they're making their way towards Missouri, and they're still in Kansas, and not so strong, but also in Oklahoma. And those storms in the northeast, there's a low pressure system up here. Should bring some rain to the far northeast, such as Maine, New Hampshire, and Vermont. Parts of New York, Pennsylvania, West Virginia, Washington, D.C. area, Delaware, New Jersey. You can see some pretty strong thunderstorms. I'll have a tornado torcon in a second on that. Let's go forward again a few frames. Midnight Thursday. Here the storms are in northern Missouri, still in eastern Kansas, and these storms don't really move too much, which is not good. And this is also telling me there may be multiple lines in other supercell thunderstorms that develop around here. And also in Texas and Oklahoma, they start getting ramped up a little more. And as you can see, a bigger line starts to develop and starts to bring some heavier thunderstorms towards Oklahoma and Texas. And the storms in the northeast, there isn't really many of them left. And besides a spot or two, maybe in West Virginia. Put in motion again. And we can see that line of storms sort of fades away at this time. We can see it's still there in pretty much almost the same spot. These storms just kind of linger. And that is never a good thing. The heaviest amount of rain is in central and western Oklahoma and maybe some parts of Texas. Let's go forward two more times. And that line of storms is about gone. There's some in northern Texas and western Texas. And that storm in the northeast is on shore right now, maybe just getting some rain towards Maine. And there's also another low pressure system up here in the north, which should bring some rain to Minnesota and northern and possibly South Dakota. But that's not going to be very severe. Let's go to Friday night. So you can see maybe a line trying to get developed, trying to get going, but it's having some problems. There isn't so much cape with this system, but when the storms do get ramped up, it's just enough to produce some heavy tornadoes. And they're in rather an isolated area for a long period of time. So that's why the torcons I'm about to show you are rather high. And right before I do show you those torcons, I just want to show you a long-term forecast of the GFS model and the rain amounts. Here, this is currently around 1 p.m. Thursday, and if we go to Friday afternoon, we can see that line as I just showed you trying to get developed and not having much success at it. There's a high pressure system in the southeast and a low pressure system in the north near Montana and the Dakotas and Wyoming. That's pretty much the setup for quite a while as we go to Saturday afternoon. And again, a line of storms, as you can kind of see, trying to make its way. Some more rain for Illinois, Missouri, and Iowa, Indiana, Ohio. We go again to Monday afternoon, and more rain, low pressure system here, and it's not showing up here, but there's a high pressure system right over eastern Alabama. And this line could also bring some thunderstorms. Let's see if we can do one more frame. Yeah, there's the low pressure system, even more powerful. Let's go to Tuesday afternoon, and yeah, you can see the line there. With these long-term forecasts, such as the GFS, they don't show the intensity very much, but you have to look on the main picture of it. So you can see there's some storms trying to pop up here. That's an indication of there will probably be pop-ups there. And this is going to be the pattern for the next 3, 4, 5 days, and it's going to be a low-pressure system in the north, and a high pressure system in the southeast. Let's take a look at the rain amounts real quick. Okay, here are the rain amounts that go all the way out to Sunday night. We can see Kansas, Oklahoma, and Texas just get pounded with rain. This is the GFS model, by the way. And you can see some parts in Oklahoma, southwestern Oklahoma, and northern Texas getting up to maybe even 8 inches of rain. And some parts in Kansas up to 5 and 4.5 inches. And there's also a lot of other rain across northern Illinois, parts of eastern and southeastern Iowa, and northern Missouri. And there's just a lot of rain, and as you can see, not a lot of rain towards the southeast. The southeast has not been getting a lot of rain lately. Gonna have to monitor it and make sure they don't get into a drought situation. Hopefully they'll get some rain soon, and hopefully the central part of the United States gets a break from it. Okay, here are your T.R.A. Torcons for Thursday afternoon and Friday afternoon. As I showed you earlier, those storms in the northeast, not expecting those to be too severe, maybe a tornado or two. I have a Torcon of 3 for Virginia, West Virginia, Eastern Ohio, Western Pennsylvania, and a 2 for New York, Eastern Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Delaware, Maryland, and the D.C. area. As we go over towards the central part of the United States, I have a Torcon of 4 for most of Texas except the northern part, a 5 for eastern Oklahoma, and the very tip of northwestern Arkansas. We have a 3 for most of Missouri, southern Iowa, and southeastern Nebraska, and we have a 7 for almost the entire state of Kansas and western Oklahoma. Now, the Cape is going to be just enough in the instability as well to produce some thunderstorms and possibly a tornado or two. And these storms may have multiple squall lines and may produce some supercells. And they're going to be rather isolated within this area. That's why you don't see it all across the map. It's just mainly going to be in the Kansas, Oklahoma, and northern Texas range. Okay, we had the biggest day in motorsports this weekend, Saturday, May 26th, with the Indianapolis 500 and the Coca-Cola 600. Okay, here's your forecast for the Indianapolis 500. Green flag waves around 12:45 p.m. We will have a temperature of 87 degrees, but a chance of some pop-up thunderstorms. Now, thankfully, the chances aren't so high, but the chances are there. And when the checker flag waves at around 4:30 p.m., we will have a temperature of about 84 degrees, but we will still be having that chance for some pop-up thunderstorms. Okay, here's your forecast for the Coca-Cola 600 in Charlotte. Green flag waves at around 6 p.m. We will have a temperature of about 88 degrees with mostly sunny skies. And when the checker flag waves at 10:30 p.m., we will have mostly clear skies still with a temperature of 78 degrees. And for your winners, I am forecasting Ryan Blaney to win the Coca-Cola 600 and Will Power to win the Indianapolis 500. If you like my video, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel T.R.A. Weather and follow me on Twitter. Thank you. See you next time.